There's still a couple quarterbacks available in free agency, but the Patriots do seem to have at least most of their eggs in the Jarrett Stidham basket, even though some Patriots fans might not want to believe it. I'm Sierra Goodwill here with Evan Lazar. We've talked about how Jarrett Stidham is unproven. We have an extremely small sample size, but do you still think he's the favorite to be the Patriots starting quarterback in 2020?
He's going to have all the opportunities in the world, Sierra, to be the starter. No one's going to hand him the starting job in New England, but he's going to have all the opportunity to be that guy. My guess is if we hopefully get to the point where we're going to mini camp and training camp and stuff like that over the summer, that we'll see that Jarrett Stidham is taking the lion's share of first team reps, and they're giving him all those opportunities in the world. But I'm looking at BetOnline's odds right now for the starting quarterback in week 1 for the Patriots. And there is a stealth suitor on this list that I want to talk about, and that is Brian Hoyer. Brian Hoyer right now is plus 750 to start week 1. Cam Newton and Jameis Winston, two guys that are not going to be on the Patriots roster, barring some unforeseen change of heart for the Patriots, are ahead of Brian Hoyer in the odds right now. Then to me, that is just not that's not based on fact, right? There's nothing based on fact there that is telling us that that's going to be the case. I would place a nice little wager on Brian Hoyer right now for one reason. I wouldn't be surprised if the Patriots don't want to rush Jarrett Stidham into the spotlight just yet. It's big shoes to fill. It's a lot of pressure to fill Tom Brady's shoes, obviously, here in New England. So Brian Hoyer being a stopgap for a week or 2 weeks or maybe the first month of the season while they get Stidham in a place where they feel a little bit more comfortable with him starting. I wouldn't be shocked at all if Brian Hoyer is that bridge guy, so to speak, to Stidham here next season.
There's been a lot of rumblings about a potential trade for Deshaun Watson. And Watson has actually fueled his fire a little bit on social media as he sent out a couple cryptic tweets. He's liked a tweet that saying he deserves better that features a picture of Bill Belichick. But this is obviously a trade that's extremely unlikely, if not impossible. And why is that?
Well, there's a couple of things here. First of all, the Texans would have to be absolute morons to trade Deshaun Watson, but they were absolute morons to trade DeAndre Hopkins, and they did that. I think the biggest thing that we're seeing right now in Houston is that players on that roster are not loving Bill O'Brien at the moment. They're not loving his attitude, the way that he speaks to the players, and the different things that they have said. Some of the things that have come out about what he said to DeAndre Hopkins, comparing him to Aaron Hernandez at one point in the meeting, things of that nature are just not pretty. So I think that Deshaun Watson is getting to his wits' end with Bill O'Brien in Houston. But the biggest reason why I don't see this happening is twofold. One, the draft haul that you are going to have to give up to get Deshaun Watson on your team, even from Bill O'Brien, who has a history of making bad trades. I don't think that he is dumb enough to give away a franchise quarterback of Watson's caliber. So you're going to have to ante up and then some to get Deshaun Watson on your team, and you're anteing up just to pay him a long-term extension. And we aren't talking about reasonable money anymore with these quarterbacks. When the new TV deal hits in the next offseason will be the new TV deal. Patrick Mahomes is projected right now to have a $250 million contract from the Kansas City Chiefs when he re-ups with KC. Watson is projected around $200 million with $150 million guaranteed. We're talking about $40 to $50 million a year for these quarterbacks that are at the top of the market, not in the not so distant future. We're talking about that in a year or two from now. So is Bill Belichick going to foot the bill for Deshaun Watson and pay him that kind of money over a 4 or 5 year period? I'm just not sure I am sold on him doing that. He never did it with Tom Brady, really. I just don't know if he's going to do it with Watson. So remember that when you talk about Watson, that the Patriots are not only going to have to give up a haul to get him, but then they're also going to have to pay him $50 million a year to play quarterback for them.
Well, we'll have all the rest for your Patriots content on our website at clnsmedia.com and on our YouTube channel at Patriots Press Pass.